Hey there and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. Look, are you someone who uses DACs on your desktop and on the go at the same time? Well, if you are, I might have something interesting for you today. I've got the AudDirect Beam 4 and this is a portable DAC and headphone amplifier. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews, and today the AudDirect Beam 4 comes in at a price of $239. Let me tell you a few things about it. First of all, let's bring it in here. Inside the box, you basically get a USB-C to USB-C cable, and you get a USB-C to USB-A adapter along with the DAC itself, which is this little beauty right here. So $239. Inside it's got a Sabre ESS9281 AC Pro DAC chip. So on the front, we've got this sort of faceted surface. There are three little LEDs on the front. The top one is for the battery or the power on. So when you turn it on and when the battery is charging, that light comes on. Second little one just underneath it is the gain mode, and that glows in three different colors depending whether you are in low, medium or high gain. And finally there's another small LED on the bottom here, and that changes colors. It glows depending on the current sample rate. So whether you're playing FLAC or DSD, etc., it will glow in different colors down there. On the top we've got USB-C charging port and data port, and you've also got a little microphone because you can connect this to your smartphone and you can actually use it to take calls with. On the right, I'll get it right. On the right side, this is a power button, and this is the button to cycle through the gain modes. On the left side, we've got your playback controls, which is volume up and down, play and pause, previous track and next track. So that is it there. Pretty small device. It fits comfortably in the palm of my hand. As you can see there, it feels pretty solid in terms of build quality. These buttons are metal, by the way, they're not plastic. So I mentioned inside there's an ESS9281 AC Pro DAC, and that supports up to your usual 32-bit 768 kHz and DSD512. Furthermore, this is fully compatible with Apple lossless and MQA files, if they're even still a thing. So you can be confident that it will support all your file formats. Inside it's got a 1200 milliamp hour battery, so yes, it actually has its own power supply, just like the EMN Colibri here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. In terms of power output, you're looking at 230 milliwatts from the balanced output and 122 milliwatts from the single-ended output. So that's pretty substantial, and you can drive pretty much anything except for those ridiculously demanding headphones. For example, my Sennheiser HD650, not a problem with the Beam 3. And with those three gain modes as well, it's good because it makes it compatible with anything from very sensitive IEMs up to more demanding headphones. Let's get into the sound now. I've tested this with all kinds of IEMs like the Kiwi Ears Quartet, the Westone Mach 60, the FIR 5X5. In terms of headphones, the Sennheiser HD650, my Beyerdynamic DT990 Pros, and it had no trouble powering any of those. Loads of power to spare. Now, I haven't always commended AudDirect products for their usability, like the Beam 3. I had some issues with that one, but I have always enjoyed their house sound. The Beam 4 in particular, though, it has a really nice tonal quality, features a subtle yet noticeable emphasis in the lows, and I would say the tuning overall can be best described as a sort of neutral warm tuning. And in layman's terms, that means it has a nice musical sound. It's very engaging, it's sort of emotional, but at the same time it performs really well in terms of technical performance. Notably, the Beam 4 here has remarkable staging and imaging capabilities. So it's got a really nice soundstage and very good instrument and vocal placement within the soundstage, which is something that we're pretty familiar with. Sabre DACs tend to do imaging quite well. The bass of the Beam 4 exhibits satisfying depth and richness, accompanied by tight and punchy notes. While it leans slightly towards warm, it avoids becoming overly thick or slow. The mid-range is nice and fluid, and it's very lifelike, presents vocals in a nice natural manner. As for the treble in the Beam 4, it maintains a crisp and articulate quality that remains pleasing to the ear and non-fatiguing. And as I said, the Beam 4 really shines in its staging and its layering abilities. It offers really excellent depth in the soundstage, which is further enhanced when you pair it with some really nice in-ear monitors or headphones. In fact, I would confidently say that the Beam 4 here can rival the performance in terms of staging of my similarly priced full-size desktop DACs. So really nice sounding little DAC and amp here. Compared to the built-in sound on my laptop, it's a completely different level. And another thing that the Beam 4 does well is its instrument separation. It does a really great job with that. It's got this nice black background, which sort of allows each instrument to occupy its own unique space within the stage. Let's do a quick comparison now with the Earman Colibri. Now the Colibri here is coming in at $330, so it's about $100 more expensive. It features the same ES9281 Pro DAC chip, and it obviously supports the same file formats, including MQA. In terms of power output, the Colibri is slightly higher at 280 milliwatts compared to 230 on the Beam 4. And in regards to features, I really appreciate the extra playback functions that you get on the Beam 4 compared to the Colibri, which only gives you volume control. And it's worth noting that the Beam 4 does volume on a hardware level, whereas the Colibri works on a software level. So I prefer the hardware level. What that means is, for example, if these are plugged into your phone or your computer, whatever, if you change the volume on the Colibri here, that will change the volume on your source, so your phone or computer. However, with the Beam 4, your source's volume will remain at 100%, and all the volume adjustments are done within the device itself, and I find that to be much preferable personally. But let's talk about the sound now. Remember, both have the same DAC chip in them. To my ears, the Colibri has a slightly crisper sound with even better or even more improved instrument separation and a slightly wider soundstage. That is the main difference, because in regards to tonality, they're both pretty much the same. The Colibri somehow manages to deliver a slightly higher level of fidelity, but remember, you need to pay roughly $100 more for that slight increase in fidelity. But I know that hardcore audiophiles like you that are reading or listening to this will probably be likely willing to pay that extra bit to achieve the best result. Oh, I forgot to mention one of the most important differences here. The Colibri requires 2 USB ports, one for charging and one for data, whereas this one only requires one. So I find that to be so much more convenient. But honestly, yeah, they perform pretty much on par with each other. Like I said, Colibri just a little bit wider and just a touch more fidelity in there, but remember, it's $100 more, and the Beam 4 has the extra functionality of those full playback controls and hardware level volume controls. Now I would like to bring in something else, something a little bit different. The X-Duo XB2 Bow. I haven't done my review. I haven't released my review for this one yet. It's coming soon, but you can see it's significantly larger than the Beam 4. However, it does things quite differently. So you've got the same headphone outputs. You've got the 3.5 and the 4.4 there. This is your power dial and your volume control, all beautiful anodized aluminium with nice knurling on there. Obviously it is a fingerprint magnet, but the big difference between this and the Beam 4 is the XB2 Bow here has Bluetooth input, so you can use it just the same way as you do the Beam 4 with a USB cable, or you can just connect wirelessly to it. It's got 2 gain modes compared to 3 on the Beam, but it's also got a microphone for calls, and it's also got playback controls here. The XB2 Bow comes with a ES9018K2M DAC chip. It also obviously has a much larger form factor, and like the Colibri, requires 2 USB ports, which is rather inconvenient. And apart from the XB2 Bow's Bluetooth connectivity, the other difference is its power output, which is significantly higher at 320 milliwatts versus 230, so almost 100 milliwatts extra output on the X-Duo here. In terms of audio quality, the XB2 Bow is slightly behind the Beam 4 in wired mode. Obviously it's not fair to compare wired and Bluetooth audio quality, but the Beam 4 has slightly more distinct instrument separation and it's a little bit wider in the sound stage. Apart from that, they both perform really well. The lower price of the X-Duo obviously is quite appealing, and you do get that extra power output, so it really depends what sort of features that you're looking for. But anyway, that is the AudDirect Beam 4, and I think it's I really like it actually. It's a great little device. It's perfect for anyone who wants to use a DAC on the desktop and on the go as well. So you could like use it at home, then you could use it on the bus or in the car on the way to work, and then you can take it into the office and use it in there. It basically can go with you anywhere and will give you high fidelity audio wherever you happen to be. Yes, it is a little bit XY, but not so much as the Colibri here. And yeah, it doesn't have any Bluetooth connectivity, but if these are the sort of features that you want, I can tell you that the sound is really great. So guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Parfam audiophile style. Check out the description and my affiliate links and all the other links down below. If you are new to the channel, or if you're not subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button and giving it a like. It really helps out the channel. And until next time, I'll see you later.